Okay, well, you got the deck list open? Want to talk about MyaMon's lists?
Oh, is it the same folder from yesterday?
No, it's different now. I
Uh,
can
do you have a link
maybe
for that?
link it. Let me see if I can find it.
If not, maybe it's somewhere on the TLG Discord that I can find.
It is in the Discord. I haven't downloaded. It's the only reason I don't
In
just have a link.
main event.
Yes. Yep. Oh, that's
Uh,
not single images. Maybe it's in the.
top 16 decks. I see. Wasibi linked it.
You want this one though? The deck layouts. Here, I'll link it. There you go.
Okay. OneDrive Live. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, I see.
This way, you just have all the lists in one screen.
Yeah, I guess I'll look up the single caster window. Sorry, Bushy, but you're getting cut from this. By Bushy, I mean Trinet, whoever you are. Alright. I'm pulling up Movius and MyaMon.
Yep.
Is it like offing each time? Maybe. Anyways. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, who are you looking at first?
I got MyaMon up. The formation vicious slash wild card second win lineup.
I was about to say you should do Movius first, because it'll be
Oh no, we gotta start with the spicy
more of
one.
a shocker. Alright, fine. Start with the spicy one.
So we got formation ball here. We've got Usurper, Vincent, Brothans, no Elder Bears.
But he is running Ku and Johaggis.
Yeah, he's got Enforcers and
So,
Thirsty Dame. He's not one of those decks not playing any proactive plays. Two Mage Infiltrators in the
yeah,
bronzes.
Thirsty Dame's a proactive play.
Exactly, he's not playing no proactive plays.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah.
Sorry, I understood it as no proactive plays. I'm
We're
like,
not gonna
wait,
get those
we're
three
not gonna
point
see an
play into 3 point
Arbalest.
play. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. So he's not playing Ramon. Okay.
Oh, true. He's playing Enforcers with no Ramen. I missed that.
Yep. He just got Ku instead.
Ah,
What do you think of Ku?
I don't know how I like it for these types of decks. It feels like it's kind of hard to get coups in multiple rounds. I think for some decks, like
Yeah.
for Assimilate or decks that are a little more spy heavy, I mean, he's got Mage Infiltrators. Maybe it's fine.
Us honestly, if Ku were 8 provisions and didn't have Echo, it would be a better card.
For this deck, I think for something like Assimilate, it's way better with Echo.
That's true. Um, Assimilate being like down to play everything every number of times, especially if they didn't have it in their deck.
Yeah, it really wants to play like the Shaggy list for Assimilate plays coup and sword.
That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it just wants all of the copies of that effect that it can get.
Fair enough.
So let's skip over this Vicious Slash deck. Let's get to that after we talk about this wildcard list.
Okay.
We got
Um,
Passiflora, Philippa, Imki.
this list honestly reminds me of like it's like a blend of every era of Syndicate. You've got your like Philippa and like a huge stack of nines that you started off with when Syndicate was first released. You've got your Horse Borsodi to pump up your Yuld because they are both definitely still 7 provisions. And then you've got like your Passiflora Sol era where like Horde was really big and Merchants of Ophir, along with like a couple of poisons and stuff. And then to top things off, you've got like Roderick and no, I guess Roderick's the only new card. Never mind. It is mostly just the first 2 eras.
Well, there's not really a Syndicate deck right now, so you can't really
That's true.
say.
Yeah.
For all we
It
know,
does
this
also
is the Syndicate deck of the era.
so
The Horst Borsodi pile.
yeah, really excited to see Horse Borsodi get played. It's been a while. Um, yeah, it's an absolutely wild time. Are we talking about the Skellige list? It is
We'll maybe talk
slightly different,
about
I
his
guess.
opponent's Skellige list, but I don't think this one's gonna be
Wild
relevant.
Boar and Blue Boy Lugos and Dagger Two Blades, and pretty much a million fours because the entire thing is like 10+ provisions.
Oh, he's playing. Yeah, he's playing Dagger over the single greatsword. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, the Blue Boy Lugos is also pretty funny. Do
Drummond
like
Villager
that.
Blue Boy is the combo of the year.
Combo of the year. You heard it here first.
Now this Vicious Slash deck.
Yeah.
How about this Vicious Slash deck? We've got Muzzle, we've got AA, we have a Heat Wave, there's no Baron,
I,
there's...
yeah, I haven't seen half these cards in Siren Judgment. Very curious as to how this is gonna do. Yeah. Like you said, Muzzle, no Baron. Instead, we've got Heat Wave. We got 2 4 deal 4 cards, which are like the pinnacle of early Homecoming. And when Crimson Curse was released, Regis Bloodlust was insane. Now I'm not sure. What is it like targeting greatswords maybe, but it doesn't actually deal enough to kill greatswords?
When I look at this list, I think that it's trying to be good against midrange Skellige, because the deal 4s trade pretty well with Drummond Berserker. You have Heatwave to take care of like that random
Yeah.
greatsword in the long round. You've got Muzzle to take care of Herchka. And then you just like got a bunch of points. The thing that's really weird to me here is he's playing 2 Trident Infantries, but his Karak City Guard and Marion
Wait.
Drummer ratio is backwards.
Sorry, hang on. The brackets are shuffled.
Oh, I thought they were... No!
Yeah, I know. I wanted to
Bamboozled
stop
again.
you there because I was having a lot of fun talking about MyaMon's list. It looks like MyaMon is not actually in a feature match. Oh no!
What? How did they not
point?
feature MyaMon's lists? No.
Maybe they didn't want to give this list credit.
I'm so sad.
So we are casting BeardyBog versus Unforgiven.
Oh. I shouldn't be sad, but I'm very sad.
I'm definitely at least a little sad. Let's see.
Beardy and Unforgiven. Okay, well, I've got Beardy's lists up.
Alright, 1 second. Beardy and where's Unforgiven? Is this like thing sortable by title? That would be great.
Don't know.
It's okay. Alright, I have Beardy's list coming up now, and I have Unforgiven's list up.
Okay.
So
I've got Beardy. He's got Formation,
yeah.
MOBA, Fury, and Blood Money. So choosing to play Patricidal Fury instead of Second Wind for Skellige.
Yeah, that is, I think, what some players are doing to try and bait Skellige to get through. So far, it hasn't worked very often yesterday, but apparently it did work a couple times for some people, and they did actually just get random wins with Skellige.
Well, I guess that's one way to approach it. So I guess we should start off with the deck furthest on the left, this Imperial Formation deck, still playing Damien Skellen.
Yeah,
so where did the new cards start?
So we saw Brothans yesterday instead of Damien, in these sort of Elder Bears lists. But it does seem he's stuck with Damien, and he's playing Vincent. So pretty top end heavy. So like a lot of cards that are 10 plus or like 9. Which means that he's playing a whole lot of 4s. We got a Fortune Teller in here.
The only new card in this deck.
Yeah, I guess that is the only new card in this deck. He's just like, this deck was good to go, and here's Fortune Teller. I mean, Type 1 Arbalest is more or less a new card.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely very similar to older Elder Bears lists with the addition of Vincent Van Morlehem. It does seem like it's like a pretty well-rounded deck. It doesn't have like amazing matchups, I'd say, but like has plenty that are good enough. And you can just kind of bank on your own ability or the try and exploit whatever weakness your opponent's deck has.
Makes sense. Next up we have this mobilization deck with Draug and AA playing Surrender, playing the new Egmont, the Patience Engine, double Karak Frigate, Aranvid. He's got
double
the bomb
Kedwani Knight.
Yeah, double Kedwani Knight. That is not something that we've been seeing for AAs very often. Usually players are happy to just like AA for either Karak Frigate or something to protect their Karak Frigate.
Yeah,
it only plays for 1 fewer point, and normally you don't want to risk the mulligans, but looks like Beardy has a different approach.
Yeah, I guess I would kind of have expected that, or I guess what I'm kind of expecting with this list is that the sort of main idea is that you do something like AA into Karak Frigate and then mobilization it. There, seeing as there are no like Kidwani Revenants or anything, and a lot of uh his other bronzes are like not super great for that. Kidwani Knight then would be a backup in case you use Carrack Frigate earlier.
So there's something else to use your leader on.
Yeah, although it's only a 10-point leader, so I don't really know
Yeah.
what's so great about that. But oh, he's also got Caravan Vanguard, so never mind. He's got a couple different targets. And Vanguards would be a 12-point leader, which is not the worst.
He's playing Caravan Vanguards with no Adalia.
Yeah, I guess mobilization is his Adalia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a interesting Northern Realms list. Then we've got Patricidal Fury, which I imagine we won't see. We can talk about it if it becomes relevant, but I think we should just talk about this Blood Money deck.
Yeah, I agree. Blood Money deck is running Luisa Savola, which I guess a lot of people have been cutting. Probably banking on just people not being able to answer it in time. 6 damage, I guess, is somewhat uncommon, but certainly interesting to see again. Got that single Witch Hunter for the leader combo, which is always a nice source of income, being a potential 12 or 4. And other than that, it seems like it is basically a Skellige play some good stuff pile.
Yeah,
Passiflora being a notable thing here.
another list that is playing this one's time 0 new cards, I believe. I think this is just a list from last season.
Yeah, yeah, maybe even 2 seasons ago, or
Maybe
like
even
3
two
seasons
seasons
ago. Right before Luisa Savola got nerfed.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now
Yeah,
we
it's
have.
definitely an interesting choice here.
Let's take a look at the opponent's lists. Unforgiven. We've got Arrakis Swarm, Tactical Decision, Uprising, and Second Wind. This Arrakis list has got Ethereal and Iramancy, Imlerith. It's got a Wrath for tall removal. We're seeing pretty normal things. Aside from that, I think Ethereal and Iramancy are the 2 new cards.
Yeah,
Everything else is just mid-range
also
Arrakis.
Nagelfar's Taskmaster. I
Ah,
don't know
there it
how
is.
relevant that card will be because I don't know how many people are actually hiding. Maybe it's for a self purify, but I was gonna say I don't know how many people are actually hiding like scenarios behind defenders right now. Well, obviously we just saw Beardy has Azar Javed with Passiflora, but of course that's what Glusty Warp is for rather than Taskmaster. So kind of curious to see how that addition works out for him.
It might not matter for that matchup, but for the Nilfgaard matchup, Beardy is playing Defender to protect Damien and Skellen, and there is
Oh,
an
that
Imlerith
is true.
Wrath that can take out Damien or Skellen, pretty much regardless of how many leader charges are being used on it.
Yeah, I mean, if he has Imlerith, literally regardless.
Yeah, literally
Um,
regardless.
yeah, it looks to be a somewhat removal light list. There's always been sort of a question as to how much removal you play in Arrakis Swarm. It has 2 4 damage things, a 6 damage thing, what the hell? Ada Strega, and I guess Imlerith's Wrath. So like definitely a couple removal options for like maybe a couple key targets. Definitely nothing as heavy as like the old Enslaved Tactics lists.
Mm-hmm. Then we've got this Tactical Decision deck playing Ball with an Iramancy, Brothan's Marl, a Surrender here as well.
So this is a double ball list. There isn't a seer there
There
for
isn't a series. We scroll
the
down.
Oniromancy to pull it in a second round.
Yep.
As much as double ball has fallen out of favor, um, Oniromancy really has been a great asset for that deck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're seeing Surrender Lambert for the super wide tech, banking on ball and like things like Raw Tosser to deal with anything that goes tall, and those to deal with anything that goes wide.
Just make sure you have answers for every different type of card your opponent can play against you. And we've
Pretty
got this
much.
Uprising list playing Draug, AA, and Nero. Lots of top end here. The top 5 cards all cost more than 10 provisions. Gonna require a lot of stuff in the 4Ps to round that out. Playing 2 Carrack
Yeah,
Frigates and 2 Vanguards. Bomb Heaver and Peller. It's got a lot of stuff going on here.
there's certainly a lot of stuff in this list. I think I saw people on our Discord yesterday talking about how they felt Draug was a bit of a bait, and they were like feeling a lot less enthusiastic about the list having tried it out. Um, it certainly does depend on getting like both the right round length and the right matchup, which is not always super easy. Obviously, Draug now has a much better ability to push in round 1 than it previously did with the Echo cards and Carrack Frigate. But we'll sort of see how well it pans out here. It is I guess, despite the fact that it is a list based around having a bunch of guys use Deathblow, it is a pretty removal light list. There are a couple sources of like 2 damage things with Ballista and Adernian Mauler. We got Visegrave, we got Falibor, and that's it. Oh, I guess you've got Bleeding 3, but I don't count that as removal.
Yeah, it's not really. Then lastly, there's the second wind list, which looks to be pretty stock. I don't think there's anything too weird here.
That is a second win list.
It's a second win list. Do we know the bans?
Let me check. Let's see. Shadow Play Red just tagged Beardy and Unforgiven, says waiting on ban and coin.
Okay, so I guess not.
Guess not. So far, just glancing through here, we have at least 8 bans for SK already.
Yeah, we have not seen an SK game on this stream.
It doesn't look like we will.
We'll see. We'll see. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
But I guess while we're waiting, we can talk about the Beardy list that we skipped over. It's Patricidal Fury Warriors deck.
Sure. Yeah. So it is, I guess, a little unusual. It's running Wild Boar, and a single GS. So it is got some kind of ceiling. Definitely playing into the sort of remove everything strategy, and a little less of the remove single target thing strategy. We also see double Savage Bear, which has been sometimes cut from various Skellige lists, especially a lot of the second win ones.
Yeah, playing Patricidal Fury gives you a couple extra provisions, which lets you fit in that Wild Boar of the Sea. Lets you fit in those Hammond provisions back in. Gets to play Skjal and Donar. Lots of extra space here.
True.
Not as worried about not being able to
we don't see a Svalblood totem, so
yeah.
It is also going to be a little light on its proactive plays. Probably ending up starting with Savage Bear in some rounds.
Yeah, it's got 1 Raiders, 1 Invaders, 2 Blacksmiths. Is that it for proactivity?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, Skjal could also be proactive, although it's a little dicey sometimes.
Yep. Something like you can play Berserker and just lose 1 point.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
See if we have anything yet.
Yep, both ban SK. Okay.
I don't know where you're seeing that.
Featured matches.
That's Movius, though.
Oh no, it's not. Ah! I'm still bamboozled.
That's fair. I'm gonna pull up the bracket as well and sort of just take a look on what we're looking at today.
Oh, so MyaMon isn't letting SK through. I wasn't sure about that. Oh wait, no, so, Movius isn't playing. Ah! Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Gotta love it. Wait, how did I X out the bracket? Am I dumb? 1 second, I'm gonna go find the bracket again.
Yeah.
Oh. Here we go. Alright, maybe I'll find that tab later somewhere hidden. But, alright, what do we got today? So, Beardy and Unforgiven are playing their next round opponents. Should they go further, are the winner between Paja and Cybers. Looks like Sumo and Movius are showing down. Cams and Dark Phoenix. Bravesh and BACR7.
There we go.
Is that supposed to be pronounced?
I don't know.
I don't know. Akalahucha and Iluka. MyaMon and Icesloth, and then Shaggy and Bushy.
Man, this is a pretty stacked top cut.
Yeah, I have actually no idea who makes it through. I don't even have like I think this person's the favorite to win this. I don't know if anyone here is the favorite.
If I had to pick one player, I would probably pick Gravesh.
My God. Beardy says, I'm on blue. We both banned Nilfgaard. We're gonna
Ooh,
see 2 SK games at least.
we are seeing SK
Maybe
games.
not more.
Oh
SK is pretty
boy.
strong. Oh man.
Interesting. So we are just waiting on the invite now.
Yeah.
Man, I thought maybe we would see one SK. I was not expecting both SKs to go through.
Right. Now, what do we say? Unforgiven is running second wind?
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty much a very standard second wind list.
Okay,
And there's the invite.
invites are out. Let's go.
The old feels rad man reaction. Yeah, SK is
Okay.
not banned for either player.
We are finally going to
What
get
is
to see some
this?
SK gameplay. And these sets are going to be best of fives now that we have an additional deck in each player's lineups. There's going to be even more Gwent per round to see.
Right? It is a top 16 double elimination bracket, so this is pretty much going to go on until you're all dead.
At least this stream will be going until we're all dead.
Yeah.
Spiro's stream will probably go even later.
Yeah, right? I have no idea how long we're casting for today.
They have not told us.
But it'll at least be for a little bit. And here's a best of 5 because you've been patient.
Oh, yeah.
See, now it's showing you an SK card back. Was SK the last faction you were playing?
I don't know. Does anyone in chat know what the last viewer battle game I played was?
There are definitely people in chat who are gonna take issue with this. Trying to being a filthy SK player.
Maybe the game just saw that Skellige wasn't banned.
It's like, yeah, you're excited for this, aren't you? But Johaggis, you're getting a weird, like, Witcher signs card back thing from the journey.
Is it the one you last played with?
I don't know. I think so.
Alright, match history. Let's see. Yeah, it was Skellige. So, waiting on these players to accept their invite could take anywhere from 1 second to 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
Unforgiven was eating lunch. He, I imagine, will accept shortly.
Ah, okay, okay.
I believe Unforgiven is in Iran. Could be wrong about that. But that would make it... No, he must be in Europe and is just Iranian or something. I seem to recall him saying that. But I'm like looking at the time and I'm like, if lunch... What are the time zones again? Maybe he is in Iran? What? How? I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. Well, he's saying he's ready in Discord, so presumably this means we'll be getting started any second.
He's GMT plus 4. So it is 2:51. Wait. Plus 4:30? I hate time zones.
One of
I've
those
coded with
elusive
them
plus
and I hate
30
them.
time zones.
Yeah. So it is apparently 2:51 p.m. in Iran. It could be that he's there eating lunch.
Yeah, that's a reasonable lunchtime.
I imagine ready any moment. Or is Beardy not accepted?
I don't know. We're waiting on somebody. Or the lobby's bugged.
Could be that.
Hmm? No, I think he means the stream's the last one to go. I think he's just figuring out how the spectator client works. So just waiting on that, and we should be ready to go.
All right.
As soon as he clicks on
Unforgiven
play.
says that he has accepted it. I think this is his first feature match, so
Yeah,
that
I
might be what's
imagine
going
so.
Masubi's getting a little flustered, it seems.
No, that's just his default state.
That's true. He does like being a little aggro in his text, let's say.
We are into the first game of Unforgiven against Beardy. We've got Patricidal Fury against Arrakis Swarm. Beardy on the blue coin.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I have literally no idea how this matchup goes. I've heard tell of this Arrakis Swarm Ethereal list, but I don't really know it. And I have seen Skellige, but I don't know how good it is against a deck that plays Ethereal and goes wide.
Yeah, I've heard of this Arrakis Swarm deck existing, but it's not something that is being played around where I am on the ladder. So I haven't run into it. I haven't been playing the Skellige Warriors deck either, so not a lot of exposure to this matchup from either side.
So just taking a look at the player's hands, we're seeing a couple of like bronze removal spells in Unforgiven's hand. Probably going to play very reactively. I mean, he is on red coin after all. He's got access to both adrenaline rushes, so definitely the ability to play a lot of organics. Does not have access to Eagern or Goliath, so is... Oh no, he does have Goliath.
Yeah.
So he also has his big boy play, and has only a limit of, I think, 1 card being unplayable this round. Well, 2. You probably keep it real.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. You kind of imagine Beardy wants to play like basically his bronzes and get out. There isn't really a whole lot of reason to push super deep into a round.
I don't believe there's any punish for this TA either. There's nothing that is going to... Yeah. The only tolerable is the
Predatory Dive is like pretty dicey in an open list game.
True. I would say it's pretty dicey when lists are closed as well, but...
Yes, but it gets dicier when you can trust that your opponent won't screw up.
Fair enough. So that Unforgiven's got some decisions to make. He's got to get into the round somehow if he wants to push. Beast is an option, Ethereal's an option. Just jamming an A-Rush off of his Wispus is potentially an option. A lot of different things that he can do. Depends.
Now, there is a Giga Scorpion decoction in Beardy's list, so the Beast isn't always safe. But it is certainly something that could be a consideration here.
Yeah, so there's an argument to get the Beast down early so his opponent has less of a chance of drawing the Giga Scorpion decoction. Since this is the only... I imagine the only easy answer, the Beast in the list, yeah.
And it does appear that is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, missed the decoction, so this just gets to keep growing.
Yep. Now there is a kind of funny thing here, which is that Patricidal Fury does actually play into both Glusty, Warp, and Ethereal, regardless of wherever he plays it.
This is true. This might mean Beardy values last say a little higher than he might otherwise.
Yeah, just to like play it last. Although then he's not necessarily getting value off of, I mean, I guess he doesn't have very many things to care about Bloodthirst, but certainly he's getting less value off his Greatsword if that's the case.
True. Yeah, just seeing a Berserk come down, get buffed a little bit.
Yeah, I think the single buff here is definitely an interesting thing, because he knows that Unforgiven plays double natural selection.
Exactly.
So you can just kind of hover him a little bit higher so that he's out of removal range. Although it does mean that eventually he's going to have to, he's either going to have to stop buffing him and just let him try and transform, or he's given up on the idea that he's transforming, in which case he is not an engine at all. He's just a 5-point card. For
sure. Now again, Unforgiven has to figure out what he wants to do here. He decides he's just going to go for his tutor for organics. Wispus? Wispus, there we go.
Yeah. I imagine this is an adrenaline rush, yeah.
Yeah. Now the 10 in play...
Just let the beast grow, of course, as large as it needs to.
Yeah, the 10 in play means the beast could technically grow an extra point if this random ping never hits the 10.
True. Well, it got bled, so...
Okay, well... we were being overly hopeful anyway.
Fair. Yeah, so now Beardy is going to try and get this Berserker to transform ASAP. You imagine it's going to eat a natural selection.
Yeah,
but
there's no better natural selection target in this matchup, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But it does mean that he gets to get the full value on the bleed, since this natural selection is going to be killing a bleeding unit.
Ah, man, hits the beast with that random ping. That is not a great target for it.
More growth.
Yeah.
So
Man, it's really wild how like the beast has been such an incredible force within Monsters.
For sure,
Like,
for sure.
it's just a 2-point-a-turn engine for like some number of turns.
Yeah, and sure
But
it goes tall, but man, it's just so cheap. 7 provisions. Doesn't
yeah,
even matter when it gets tall removal. Trades so
and
well.
it starts at 6, which is a pretty good place for an engine to start.
Yeah, getting out of thunder range, all the deal 5s, natural Dryad's Caress. Oh my god, what's the card? The nature one?
Nature's.
Nature's Rebuke. There we go. And Boiling Oil, out of range of all that stuff.
Yep. Playing the Skjall here. Now that is kind of curious because that actually expands the cap on how tall this beast can grow.
Yeah, definitely. Playing it at 12 means it doesn't just die to a parasite. And maybe he's just looking to be able to play the Skjall while it's out of range of that.
Could be, could be. It is still vulnerable to Imlerith's Wrath, but maybe I guess he's just okay with that being used.
Yeah, you're never getting fully out of range of Imlerith's Wrath.
That's true.
But yeah, again, Unforgiven has to make a decision.
Yeah, his hand is looking a little awkward. The natural selection doesn't really do a whole lot. The lacerate is not good value. It's basically Goliath and Wrath that are his options right now.
Mm-hmm.
The second A-Rush is unusable, because of that. I mean, I don't know if you'd ever want to use it on the beast, but there is an arrakis drone that did spawn on the melee row, so that blocks it.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't want to waste the ethereal.
Yeah, or the Ozreal. So
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely a sort of cap on how far Unforgiven can go into this round.
Definitely, definitely. Now, there is a similar cap for Beardy, but not quite as extreme, where he doesn't want to play this Harold. Doesn't really want to play this Scourgel. But does have more cards.
Yeah, I mean, the cards that there are a couple of cards I feel like he probably wouldn't mind playing. Like, he could play Stunning Blow and Turkey still, and feel fine about it. Turkey is a lot better on red, but isn't unplayable on blue. And it would, for example, just lock Unforgiven out of the round by hitting the beast.
Yeah, yeah. Unforgiven having no way to purify or consume that rupture. Yeah, so we've got a natural selection that plays for 4, a lacerate that plays for 6. Just taking the lacerate, keeping up the pressure.
7. That's
oh,
an
7. True, true, true.
Getting that last tick to make the beast grow just a little bit bigger.
Yep.
Maybe planning to do something like, I mean, if he does use Wrath, he does open up an Ozreal for himself this round if he wants to use it.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, and being able to like deny something like Morkvarg in the last round would be pretty nice. Or not deny, but certainly avoid giving it a massive target to.
Yeah, and Unforgiven is on Redcoin. This is definitely a threatening push. Yeah, has to take the TLG, rupture the engine unit that is no longer growing, but rupture the 12.
Yep.
And
he is still 4 points down, which means even with this buff, Wrath does keep them uneven.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, Unforgiven will be ahead by, I think, a point. Which means if Unforgiven chooses, he can win this round pretty definitively. If he goes, say, Wrath into Ozreal, it means that Beardy has to commit Boat, or he loses the round uneven, and I'm not sure that Boat actually is good for him.
Yeah, it's just about what he is willing to play into round 1. I imagine we're going to be seeing the Wrath here. I can't imagine that he's willing to just give this round up so easily.
Yeah. The other thing to note is that once this beast dies, the arrakis drone is now alone on its row, so he could actually play his other A-Rush before doing other things.
Yeah. This card that was playing for 0 points a second ago is now playing for 9. Ozreal's playing for 11. All of a sudden, he's unlocked all these cards that we thought he wasn't going to be able to play.
True. This is suddenly a very scary situation for Beardy.
Yeah. He's got 2 cards that he doesn't want to play, and Unforgiven really only has 1. Just doesn't want to play the Ethereal.
Yeah. I think it is likely we'll see something like a Stunning Blow commitment here and just hope that Unforgiven's hand is too awkward to keep going. But he also might just decide that it's just time to get out. This Wild War of the Sea is going to be worth, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 points, which is literally only as big as Ozreal. I don't think there's any way he wins this round without spending just...
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's a thing.
Well, that is certainly a thing. You gotta imagine that Unforgiven is pretty happy to see that.
Yeah, nothing overtakes unless he wants to use charges, right? Ozreal's 11.
Yeah, you kind of imagine he just uses a rush here. Just because, like, it's a pretty low commitment card compared to the other things.
Yeah, so A-Rush plus natural selection just takes pretty easily.
Yep.
Got to see if Beardy is willing to give up the round now that he's been given a pass.
He is playing further. He is not willing to give it up. That is a bold move. He is banking on Unforgiven having nothing that is going to really punish him here.
Or he just thinks that he's not going to win the game if he can't win round 1.
That may be so too. Could be a desperation play.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Ozreal
now
gets ahead.
does get him ahead. Yeah. Can be played on... Or yeah, I guess that's to be played. The Goliath's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Now we could see something... I mean...
Ooh.
If Beardy is forced to go... Well, that
works, yeah.
Yeah, that gets him ahead.
Valuing the Ozreal higher than the Ethereal.
Maybe figuring that if he has last say, he can win a short round if he bullies him hard enough.
Potentially. But now what? Leader charge Ozreal? 11 2-liter charges?
So, okay, if he uses natural selection and 2-liter charges, where does that put him? That's
4,
5 plus
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, that is not enough. It would have to be Ozreal melee. Now, if there is the option to skirt all that Goliath, but it does also remove your Hemdall from the deck. At which point, most of the provisions from Beardy's deck will be gone.
Yeah. And with the Ozreal gone, it's not like the Morkvarg.
Yep, here comes the Goliath. I mean, not the Goliath, the Ozreal eating the skill.
Yep.
With that 1 liter charge?
This does only require 1 liter charge, yep. Even better.
Beardy in just a very dicey spot here.
Yeah.
Unforgiven having burned 2 liter charges, but that's really not that terrible.
This is an expensive play to not lose uneven, for sure.
Yeah, but he takes the most expensive line, which should secure him the round, at the cost of basically everything good in his deck.
Yeah, so...
I mean, it's not like Unforgiven has spent nothing, but
he did spend a lot. He did spend Ozreal, he did spend the Ethereal. Unforgiven has Glusty Warp, Imlerith, a Yigern. Not a whole lot left, honestly.
Yeah, definitely not a ton. But the only really major things left for Beardy, aside from his leader, are Blood Eagle and Morkvarg. Everything else is kind of small potatoes.
Yeah.
Well, insofar as the potatoes are ever small with Skellige.
Yeah, his bronze is significantly better than Unforgiven's bronzes. Like, we look at Night Wraiths, a Bomb Heaver, and Drago Warriors, Barghest. Like, a bunch of cards that really just play for 5 to 7 value.
Yep.
And, like, you have to work to get that value out of it. Stuff like Imlerith that is good, but loses pretty badly to Morkvarg.
Yeah, I mean, loses to Morkvarg. Does Imlerith lose to Morkvarg? Kind of.
Kinda. I guess it's 1 point ahead, but...
Yeah. So we do see the Blood Eagle showing up. Pretty much an ideal hand for Beardy. Kicking the Donar. Not really sure why, but okay.
Yeah.
Is he hunting for something?
I am not sure.
Yes, he is. But I can't imagine Gigascorp was what he was hunting for. On the other hand, we see Unforgiven's hand is just trash. It's really bad.
Yikes. I mean, he can make a very large Glusty Warp.
Yeah. Seeing as Turkey is gone, you imagine we're going to see the Taskmaster get played out here. Although I guess he could be thinking, oh, there might be a Drummond Villager in my future, or a Savage Bear.
Yeah. This Consume is probably going to be pretty nice to have alongside the Noon Wraith, and it makes the second Noon Wraith, if he draws it, not a terrible card.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know. Depends what he is worried about. I could see it being really any of the bronzes in this hand.
Yeah, something interesting is that there's a chance Unforgiven. If Unforgiven consumes everything and plays Glusty Warp and leaves no ones on the board, it is possible that Blood Eagle. Oh no, never mind. Blood Eagle cannot miss. He's playing. There's a Patricidal Fury. Never mind.
Yeah.
So this Glusty is never actually going to get value.
Correct. In fact, this Glusty might just end up being 6 points, as if he consumes ones off of his own board and doesn't have another thing to split the Morkvarg's potential targets. It's just removing points from his board.
Yeah.
Heaver, not really what he wants to see. There's the Imlerith. Okay, so we've got something to split the value on the Morkvarg.
Alright, well, outside of Eager, and I guess we've got Unforgiven has everything valuable left in his deck. I guess he could be missing Parasite as well, but cares about that. So I am a little curious as to how things are going to go. What did this Bomb Heaver turn into? Oh, Adistriga. It is both for me right now.
Oh, yeah. We've got a weird thing going on here too. Looks like it fixed itself.
There is the Morkvarg. With a Night Wraith popping up at the last second there.
Yep. So there are no bleeds except the Hammond in BeardyBog's hands. This Taskmaster is probably not doing a ton, but might play for 7.
Fair.
Now, Unforgiven's gotta figure out his proactive play. I imagine it's just Night Wraith, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are we about to see the Super Chad Gigascorp decoction to to force proactivity?
Probably not. I imagine we just see Herchka come down here. Ooh, no. The Raider first. Is there... Oh, there's still Parasite left. You're trying to bait the Parasite out first.
I kind of have this feeling that we're going to see like an early Glusty Warp. Or maybe not. Just so that, yeah, we can play a little harder around Morkvarg. But establishing dominance to get out of Striga online is also pretty important.
Sure. He also always has this unit that's going to be boosted by 6 from Imlerith, and he can control how big the Glusty is going to be with his leader charges.
That's true.
There's the engine coming
Although,
down.
Herkia sits at 1 when she gets hit with Addo, right? That's Glusty value.
Ooh, that is true. Yeah,
Unless
no
we're
way
going
to
to
buff
see
it up.
the self-damage by 2 on the Uncrate Raiders.
Can you do that? Oh, you can do that. Wow. Damage a unit by 2. They just don't print cards like that anymore. Except they just printed that
don't
card.
print cards like that anymore.
Immediately clicking it out of respect for the Parasite that is not in Unforgiven's hands. And yeah, we're just about sequencing these last couple of cards. We've got Consume for the Night Wraith whenever we want to take it. We can use the Striga to line up our Glusty Warp on that 5.
The bleeding from Hammond can be countered by the Consume as well.
True, true. If he's worried about not having dominance, that could make sense.
Sure. Yeah, I guess it also depends on what it is that Beardy is trying to bleed. Presumably he's not going to bleed the Night Wraith, but if somehow the Night Wraith ends up next to the bleeded target, that would be great for Unforgiven.
Mm-hmm. The bleed probably doesn't want to go on the boosted unit, and I am. Maybe we'd see the bleed on the Imlereth, but just to, like, try to
I
bait a
imagine
bigger
it's-
Glusty.
I've got to imagine the bleed goes on the Striga because it'll
Now,
put it at
yeah.
2, which is kind of good.
Yeah. Oh, Rages is a pirate. Oh my god.
Yeah, Raiders is basically everything Skellige wants.
That's crazy. There's so much text, so many tags.
I did find it funny that some guys like, oh, just like a simple rework for this card, and it like some custom card on Reddit, and the guy had like 5 keywords on it, and I'm like, so simple.
Even 3 gets confusing. Oh no! He didn't get the pirate value!
Beardy doesn't know, whoa.
It's a new card. Cut him some slack.
Alright, how big is this Glusty gonna get? Or is this the Purify, maybe?
I imagine we're just taking the Purify while we've got it. There's no rush in anything else.
Yeah, and there's not like there's a better Purify that shows up.
Yeah, with only 2 cards remaining in hand, even if there's a bigger bleed later, the bleed's not getting more value.
So I'm tempted to say this is just Beardy's game, but I guess I haven't really done the math. Math is cheat.
It looks like it's just Beardy's game. And it doesn't look very close from my perspective, but we'll see.
Yeah, particularly if we see something like just Blood Eagle into Melee Greatsword.
True, there's just no answer to it.
It's just like, alright, well, that happened.
Yeah, I mean, Blood Eagle is either Greatsword or a Bloodthirstless Donar, so...
He's probably waiting on Greatsword, figuring that there's like some secret removal still in Unforgiven's hand.
Well, he doesn't want to make the Glusty Warp bigger, and doesn't want to play into
Nope,
natural
never
selection.
mind. Here we go. There's the Melee Greatsword. No
Okay.
fear.
Yeah, and just willing to make Glusty bigger. He does have more frag.
I suppose that's true, yeah.
It's just if this Glusty goes ranged, then like you don't want to mork it. It's still not value, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I
10.
think it just doesn't. I just think it doesn't matter.
True.
Like, Morkvark still plays for 19 going melee.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see how this goes.
When the margins are this big.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at something like 29 points left in Beardy's hand. He's up 7. I don't think Unforgiven has a remaining 36 points.
True. He's got 3 points in his leader though.
Guys, I know this is gonna be pretty surprising to hear, but it does look like Skellige is gonna go through this time.
Crazy. What is this? Interesting. Is this playing around? Is there still...
Yeah, not really sure what that one arrakis drone is about. Oh no.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's like I don't know
That's fair.
what that was going to do for him, but it didn't do enough. Alright,
BJ
so
playing
that's
outside
our-
Donar, they're just playing around, yeah.
Sure, I guess I just don't understand the arrakis drone.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a misclick.
Anyway, just gotta wait to get our invite into the second game.
Yep. Yeah, I guess that play to take out Heimdall was worth it. Beardy playing again, trying to play towards getting last say, which is his and round control. I mean, losing on even there might have actually been a death sentence for him. Unforgiven might have been able to just, push him to oblivion, do whatever he needed to do round 2.
Yeah, just had to commit too many cards and didn't quite get that win on even. It's always the risk when trying to push hard round 1. When you don't get there,
Yep.
you just end up overcommitting.
Yeah, losing the Ethereal was certainly pretty huge.
Both players banned Nilfgaard. Just gotta wait for the players to accept.
One of these
One
days.
more time.
So yeah, the remaining lists then are for Beardy are now his mobilization and blood money lists. And Unforgiven has his second wind, uprising, and the Arrakis Swarm list we just saw.
Yep. And
Oh, and it was canceled.
uh-oh. I didn't get the canceled yet.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Did it, like, kick you back to the main menu?
Yep.
I'm always scared to, like, click anything. Hold up. Wait until we hear what Wasubi says.
Yep, we got a
shadow
1
play in
sec
this
for the
case.
shadow play.
Okay, there we go. Counted an error while searching for the opponent. Hopefully she get that lobby set back up and we'll be
Was
in
it
a
a
second.
404 error?
Yeah, so MOBA and Blood Money left over here. And all the non-Nilfgaard decks left for Unforgiven. Do you have any thoughts on which matchup we're going to see next with, I believe, Unforgiven now on Blue Coin?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly would probably expect. I would definitely think that any ethereal list red, but there's an acceptance.
Yep.
I would imagine that he's trying to get something like Draug through on blue, as it is perfectly fine playing on blue, and second wind can also, go on either, so it's probably fine to kind of do whatever with that one.
Yeah, we did just see Beardy jam his Skellige on blue, play a bunch of golds, and still had plenty left over for round 3, so not too scared of
Yep.
being forced to overcommit with that faction.
Round 1, Herald, Turgvi, Hemdall, what else was it?
His cards played for
Skordal?
so much less value than they were supposed to, and it was just more than enough.
Yeah. I mean, killing Goliath with a 6 damage card that then pulls out an 8 was like...
You've got the heart of an
really, yeah, burning his carryover for that. So...
Yep, so it did
Alright,
decide to lead
Alright, hold on.
on
I'm
the
gonna
Skellige.
carefully push F4.
Yeah, be very careful. Don't crash the game.
Alright, so now we've got Unforgiven playing Skellige on blue versus Blood Money on red. BeardyBog's hand looking stacked, although he doesn't actually have a lot of round 1 plays if he's not willing to commit something like Passiflora or Louisa.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I imagine his plan has to be to try
Just
to win
slam
on even on red
Passiflora?
coin, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go hard.
Oh! I don't know if you just saw this. For me, a card was mulliganed, and then, like, slowly, like 5 seconds later, Uncrate Raiders slides out from the deck and into that slot in his hand.
I did not see that. Okay, so Raiders coming down.
Yep, so just starting with a nice sort of way to guarantee removal if he wants it. We do see that Unforgiven has both Decoction and Grimace in his hand round 1, which should be a fairly strong countermeasure against poison, particularly because there are only 2 in Beardy's hand.
Yeah, this first play we're going to see from Beardy is, I believe, going to be a pretty big indication of what he's going to plan to do for the rest of the round. Whether he just wants to go hard, or whether he wants to just get out on 7 cards.
Yeah. Pretty much does he play Passiflora or Fist deck?
Mm-hmm.
I guess he could play Seductress as well.
Or just, like, play Spender. Why not? Just all the bronzes. All the bronzes are options.
Well, you probably don't want to play... I guess you could spend a little bit with that. Yep, there's Passiflora.
Yep, there we go. We're going in. Got a good follow-up, too, with the turn 2 Seductress.
Yeah, that's pretty filthy. Into a turn 3, what, Urchins? Cap out at 9 coins.
Yeah.
Beardy does have a lot of pressure this round when he chooses to use Passiflora.
Indeed, indeed. Just killing that Seductress, making sure he doesn't get the bonded pair going. And you gotta imagine this is just Seductress from Beardy. Is there any reason to do anything else?
If I were going to deliver spoilers to chat here, I would guess that it literally goes something like Slice Seductress, Street Urchin, Saul.
That sounds accurate to me. And we do see the Seductress come down. And Beardy's gotta choose again. Bloodthirstless Donar just killed the Seductress.
Man, that would have been a place for Blood Eagle, huh? I mean, I guess there really aren't a lot of places that aren't for Blood Eagle, but...
Certainly better to play a Blood Eagle than to play your Donar with no Bloodthirst. Oh, comes out.
Oh man, just barely denying the pass. In fact, if Unforgiven had, thrown his TA on something, he actually could have had a pass there.
Yeah, he's just a little too worried about the poisons, I think. Also not TAing the Veil unit. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, there isn't a whole lot. I mean, I guess there's like a Philippa that would be a problem, but TA doesn't get around that.
True. That would put it to 9.
Well, that is the most amazing Herkia activation I've ever seen. Right? You just decoction the Saw and kill the entire front line.
Yeah, that works.
That, Saul being a little worse than he usually is if this happened.
Not every day.
I gotta imagine that's what we're gonna see here, right? Oh,
it's
nope.
not. Letting the Saul grow. He does have the Morkvarg.
Yeah, must be just planning to reset it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe considering using the TA here.
No,
Nope,
still holding it.
Chose not to. This does mean, Beardy's got to pass, but don't want to generally lose the round you've committed your Passiflora.
He's still got stuff
maybe
to do. He's still got the
considering
Fistex.
whether he wants to like spend enough to use Fist Tech or just enough to use Adriano.
Looks like he's considering Caulk here, sitting on 7 coins per second.
Does end up opting for Adriano with Tribute to get the extra Seductress. Putting down a good amount of tempo and now having just a pretty overwhelming amount of engine.
Mm-hmm. Still no pair on the Seductresses as they keep getting answered, but it looks like this one's likely sticking around. I feel we value this Gigascorp a little higher than normal considering there's a Louisa in Beardy's list.
Yeah. We could see something like a pass from Unforgiven here, but certainly it's not really where you want to be at.
Yeah.
I just don't know what other options he has now. I think missing the Gigascorpion to clear out the front row might have been a pretty big mistake. Let the Spender live, or let both the Spender live and one of the most frightening Syndicate engines. At the cost of, I guess, maybe he figures that he needs it for Louisa in a later round.
That's what I imagine. Either he missed it, or he just values the Gigascorpion too highly.
Yeah. We're gonna see Morkvarg come down. This is interesting. And then Herkia full spend as well.
Morkvarg?
Just
Whoa,
attempting
wait.
to get out of this round.
He clicked the Herkia and then boosted the not veiled unit.
That's weird.
Yeah. Like, the reason you didn't want to TA the Herkia before was because it got Philippa, right? But now you don't care if it gets Philippa, because you clicked it.
Right. Now, Beardy can pass here, right? Like, he has enough passive points? Hold on. So because he gains 2 from Saul each time, and you can cancel out the passive blow features. So this is now a loss on even with guaranteed card advantage for Beardy if he wants it, unless Unforgiven keeps pushing.
Unforgiven takes the Gramist. What does click the Urchin a couple times, play Fizztech, still stay in. +2, +3, +3. Yeah.
Yeah, that would do it. I think it does it by 1. You click the urchin once, and you get to
Oh,
9
true. Yeah,
when
yeah.
playing the fist deck, right?
Yeah, it's +1, +3, +3.
But I mean, you have to imagine there's like a Gigascorp on Sol into Grimace purifying again.
Yep, but then the Gigascorp's getting used, and the Louisa is much more likely to be sticking later on.
That's true. Yeah, unless there's something like Blood Eagle that can pull a 4-point Donor. Oh no, Donor's been used, hasn't he?
Yeah, and Gigascorp is the only alchemy card in Unforgiven's list here. So if this Grimace is going to go again, it's going to be forcing out the Gigascorp.
Yeah. It does look like he is planning to do that. Considering he does not actually have a pass here.
Yeah, it's just so scary, because if he does have the second poison, you are out of this round.
But he's
No,
banking on there
he's-
not being another poison.
He
Which
gambles
is a
and
bold
wins.
call, but yeah, the right one in this case. So now we're gonna presumably have to see something like Coxine come down, which isn't a big commitment, but
It kind of is. Is it his only Purify for Turgby?
I suppose it must be.
Yeah,
I mean, is Turgvy that huge of a problem for him?
it could be.
I guess Turgvy will play for like 12 or 13.
Yeah,
I guess that, or if there's a Sea Jackal, it'll just straight up kill the Sea Jackal for however big it is.
yeah, it's definitely a big deal, just being able to spend 2 coins to take care of that Rupture. But yeah, Beardy's got to make a decision here.
No, there aren't really any tributes aside from. Oh my God, Louisa's coming down.
Insane. And the Gigascorp has found its target.
Although, does Gigascorp even get him ahead? I don't think it does.
Oh no, yeah.
Well, that is just a shame.
Oh no.
Yeah, so Unforgiven has to take the pass anyways.
Yeah, and I guess even if it did get ahead, you could just play the Savola.
Yeah,
You're in
I mean-
the same bad spot.
Missing the Saul was just. Or missing killing Saul twice now has been proven to just be a huge problem. That Saul ended up ending at 12 after Morkvarg.
Yeah. So now the Gigascorp is for Imki, presumably? Is the remaining scary engine?
I suppose so. Although that doesn't feel that good.
No, but, I mean, feels a little better than just, like, killing a Seductress.
Yeah, sure. So we'll see what kind of pressure Beardy wants to apply here.
Mm-hmm.
Beardy does still have... I mean, he's got the spenders. And he's got Pickpocket, which is, like, definitely a good amount of coins. So, like...
Instant pass. He's got a plan. He's executing on that plan.
Now, do we have a War of Clans in this list, or is this Uncrate Warrior purely for a potential Herald target?
I believe it is just for the Herald target.
Though it seems kind of unlikely that it's actually getting heralded in this case.
Yeah. It's also just a reasonable 4 provision card.
True. Unforgiven needs a lot of things. He's missing Turgvy, he's missing Blood Eagle, he's missing Skjordal. He's gotten the Great Sword, which could potentially represent a decent amount of points, but we'll have to see about that one.
Yeah.
There's something going on in the Sea Jackal is in Beardy's hand, right? I'm seeing a Fist Tech Trafficker overlapping it.
Yes, there's a Sea Jackal.
So he has-
Yeah.
And he's gonna swap it out now for a different Fist Tech Trafficker.
Wait. Is that... Okay, yeah.
So, missing
Essentially.
Turgvy and Blood Eagle, pretty bad for Unforgiven, although he does find the Skjordal in the end, which is at least a pretty decent card on his own.
Yeah, I mean, missing the Turgby is less of a big deal when there's that Caulk just sitting there. The Turgby is really
That's
only
true,
playing
that's
for
true.
2 additional points.
Yeah, though man, getting Blood Eagle to just be 2 points plus whatever
Yeah.
would have been pretty great.
Blood Eagle would have been great for sure.
Beardy, on the other hand, missing his Imka, Bank, and Yuld, and his Witch Hunter, in exchange getting a Fist Tech Trafficker and Double Spender. Although Double Spender might be pretty good here, simply because it helps to play around Morkvarg.
Yeah, being able to split up your boosts so you're not too all in on one.
Yeah, and you do imagine that either Morkvarg or Herkia is the intended target here.
Yeah, yeah. Just playing pickpocket, pulling the boat out of deck, and making Unforgiven find something else proactive to do, as you do not want to damage this boat.
Yeah, true. I kind of imagine that we just see Herald into Uncrate Raiders anyways, although that does open up a pretty good Philippa.
Yeah, but what else are you doing here?
Yeah, you're not gonna play Gigascorp on that. I guess you could play Greatsword, but because you don't have any movement,
You don't know what
could
the
just
rows
stack
are
the
yet.
other row, yeah.
Ah, he does
But
just
he does
play the
do it.
Greatsword. Wow.
Bold move there.
Very
Now
interesting.
there is nothing locked to ranged, right?
Imki.
Ah, true.
Which
That is
is
presumably
not
why
in his
he's
hands.
doing that.
Yeah.
Fun thing about these scarabs though is that Herald is like actually even better against those scarabs than he would be against normal things.
Yeah, the point of armor is just irrelevant.
Yeah.
Getting that Sea Jackal down, so there's a Spender. Coming down at 7 makes it pretty resilient. Doesn't just die to the Gigascorp.
True.
Also, with no Hammond in Unforgiven's list, not as worried about getting that moved into the Greatsword row.
Now playing the Herald ranged and picking up either the Invader or the Raiders. Oh, chooses the Villager. Interesting. It does mean that if the Herald gets stolen, that there's a good Gigascorp target on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I do actually
It's true.
like that placement quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of insurance against the Philippa. Now, are we going to... I imagine we're not going to see the Caulk, because we're going to be respecting the Tirgvi. So do we just see the Azar come down? Like Azar no pay, click Jackal once?
Oh man,
Yeah.
having to the other thing is that
Oh,
this
Azar pay.
Greatsword
Okay.
figure. It is kind of a fun little bit of extra value this Greatsword gets because it is basically forcing Beardy to play into Hemdall.
True. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like getting a point per turn. It's not really, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not entirely not that.
Just like the cost of that is you played your Greatsword as a 4. I don't know.
Yeah, you played a 4 to kind of get a point per turn, but only kind of.
Leading one of the
So they're asking,
Scarabs.
why not Blood Money the Greatsword? This is second win, so that could potentially be a game-losing mistake.
Yeah. And like the cost of stacking the melee row isn't really that high. Like a Hemdall on melee when there's no Greatsword to benefit from all that damage being dealt really isn't that big of a deal.
Oh man, if only Beardy had Ewald so that he could steal the Greatsword and then start pinging.
Oh.
That's an actually good spender then.
That would have been a great spender. Yep, just getting some more coins.
Classic Syndicate move. Playing that range though, I guess because it's not a good enough target for anything to reasonably hit.
Yeah. Gigascorp only gets the 6 points on it, and just saving a point against the Hemdall.
Yeah, sure. Beardy does have a lot of stored up points right now, even if he is down 12 points.
Yeah,
but
8
certainly,
coins
like the
means
plays left in both players' hands are pretty massive.
There's the Hemdall, and the Herald misses the Scarab again.
Damn, that's awkward as hell.
Yeah, definitely.
It's looking like the Skjordal is about to kill a 1 point Scarab.
That is very unfortunate.
But now there is a pretty wide point gap here. I mean, it can be closed very quickly by something like just Philippa's Steel Hemdall.
Yeah, that's now on the table. Now that the
but,
Beardy's on 8 coins.
We're going to see a spend first.
So just getting down the other spender, presumably.
Yeah, probably. There isn't really a lot of reason to avoid that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing where the rush would be on anything.
How many sweet rolls could I get for a diamond?
Besides which, if the random ping from Herald now hits this this boat, that's just a free 3 points for Beardy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the Scarab, making this hand very awkward. We've got a Giga Scorpion that the best target is currently just a 1-point Scarab, and we've got a... I guess the Giga Scorpion is 4 points on the Trafficker, and then this 5
Yeah.
damage card that similarly does not have a good target. These Scarabs ended up working out pretty well. I was a little
We're going
skeptical
to
with the Herald pings, but...
Actually see the second wind being used now, perhaps for the Donar to clear out the Scarab. Yeah.
Yep. It does not get to use Mortvarg. Which, I guess probably wouldn't end up mattering too much. Beardy does have double assay here.
Yeah, pretty wide point gap, but a lot of big impact plays in Beardy's hand still. Is it the Skjordal or the Decoction? Skjordal.
Yeah.
And he kills off the second spender with it.
That's...
Perhaps seeing that one of the ways he wins this game is just by Beardy not having spenders.
Yeah.
And without any really low targets, now something will be awkward if there isn't enough spending.
Well, there's Philippa and Savola in hand, so I don't think he's gonna have too much trouble finding things to spend.
True, but I mean that I kind of assume that Savola is not going to be attributed this game.
Yeah, probably
because
not.
But only one of these gets to be good.
Yeah,
and Philippa is a higher power spender.
Definitely.
But he's now spent down to 5 with that Sea Jackal. Yeah, so it does look like he's doing a no tribute Savola.
Yep. Then he gets to, I presume, leader Yoink the Hemdall.
Does he have the points here?
I mean, we're gonna find out in a second. No reason to do the math.
True.
Math is for players, not for casters.
35 points. I think Beardy has this. I'm not certain. Again, haven't done the math.
Yeah, we're
We'll
gonna
see.
find out. We're gonna find out. Exciting. Needs 30 on leader plus Philippa.
No, I guess that's not enough. Guys, are both Skelligalists getting through? No way. Yeah, that's just not gonna be it.
Yeah, is there yeah, no way to like cheat on rate by getting Jackal coins. Ends on a
Loses
odd number
by
of points too.
3. Wow. People are like,
Yikes.
why didn't he tribute the Savola? Savola only spends like 3 above rate.
Yeah.
No, 2 above rate.
It's basically Sea Jackal.
It's basically Sea Jackal. You definitely want to be spending on that Philippa if you want actual value.
Now we're just after both Skelligalists have gotten through. It's like we've got a game
A
from
best
yesterday.
of 3!
Yeah, we just got a best of 3 with both Skellige and neither player bought Nilfgaard.
Yep. So we're just gonna have some good, honest monsters in NR Syndicate.
Just as CDPR intended.
The new faction, the popular faction, and the faction with all the main characters. That's how we're gonna do it, guys.
Okay. I thought Neutral was the faction of the main characters.
It has all of the 2 main. I suppose, yeah, the 2 main characters do show up in neutral quite a bit of times, quite a few times.
Just gotta wait for these players to get in game. Should be getting off pretty quick as long as there's not another tech issue going on.
Well, that's the name of the game, isn't it?
Yeah. No one expected this to go without a hitch.
This is true. Not even CDPR. They in fact told us that it probably wasn't going to go off without a hitch, and that there's a reason this hasn't been released.
This is going to be a disaster. Are you sure you don't want to reconsider using tournament mode?
I don't know. This spectator mode is great. Like, look, Even for all the problems, I'm having a blast. Just
I
being
have
able to,
no
like,
problem
see
with it.
things.
I will sit through the tech issues. It is not that big
Right?
of a deal. This is very
I mean,
convenient.
honestly, like every expansion, I mostly just go, I have no problem with this. I will sit through the tech issues.
Ooh, I don't know about every patch. There were some that were pretty bad.
Yeah, and there were definitely some where I'm like, I will play tomorrow.
Yeah. I literally cannot play right now.
I mean, the assimilate bug that happened, I think, twice was definitely like, it was definitely something like cards weren't considered added to a deck list, so everything was considered
Yeah.
assimilate.
Yep.
And it definitely happened twice, and I think it's been solved now, but it's just like, yeah, I don't want to play against that. I'm good.
Players off to their initial mulligans. We've got Beardy taking blue coin with his Northern Realms deck. Is this the Draug list? Yeah, this is the list with Surrender and Draug.
So Beardy has not gone for the TLG list we saw twice yesterday. For Northern Realms, he's gone for instead this crazy mobilization list,
Yeah.
and it is crazy.
It's definitely crazy. I would argue playing any leader other than Uprising is pretty crazy, but it's working out for Beardy.
Fair. I saw a pincer maneuver deck yesterday that played probably the worst Nilfgaard list I've tried to run this season. Did not work out for him. His last play was for access to reset a 1-point Baron to be another point.
I've seen so
like-
many Varaxises on ladder, just like resetting a 1-charge unit or a charge.
That's why you gotta play War Elephant. Anyways, there's a game going on.
There is a game going on.
So we're just seeing some classic monsters removing some stuff, maybe getting a little tempo.
Just trading bronzes for bronzes, golds for
Yeah.
bronzes, removing stuff,
Like-
not letting in our cards get value.
Out tempoing a TA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really envy Beardy's position of like, all right, which Endogen do you want to lose next?
Yep. Now, we do have Amphibious Assault, we do have a Karak Frigate. He hasn't lost any of the important cards, it's just been a Karak City Guard and a Radovid's Royal Guards. I think his hand is pretty solid.
Yeah, taking a look at his deck, he's got plenty of options for this Amphibious Assault. Aside
Yeah.
from just, thick Kedweni Knights to establish dominance, he's got, like you said, the Frigate, he's got Egmont. He could do another Royal Guard if he wants this Frigate in his hand to live. Oh, never mind, he played it.
Just play.
Is he going to TA, though? I kind of imagine he is. I don't think there's really tall punish in
feel like he
Unforgiven's list,
should.
right?
It's just Wrath and Parasite are the threats, yeah.
Yeah.
This gets it out of the Parasite range, and Wrath is not currently live.
This is true. So we might see something like, playing some Adrenaline Rushes. Unfortunately, the fact that drone just randomly ended up melee means that we can't go Neuromancy for the second Adrenaline Rush off of Wispus. But he's probably looking to just hold that for Lacerate anyways. Lacerate being his way to pretty much guarantee he wins this round against this Karak Frigate.
Yeah, cleans up all of those volunteers.
Goes for reinforcements on the Frigate. So the first one's order has not come back on. Perhaps looking to do something like Natalis into a Boiling Oil. And set up the melee one instead?
Yeah, I mean, he knows the Lacerate exists, and setting up one Karak Frigate isn't gonna win the round for him, so he's deciding he needs to go a little bit bigger.
The only thing about Kedweni Knight that makes it perhaps an unideal Amphibious Assault target here is that it's actually not a soldier. But he might be going for Egmont here. Yeah. So he just keeps building up engines to get ready for all this.
Boosting this 2 prevents Unforgiven from jamming a Glusty to remove an engine. Glusty's a little bit less valuable than it used to be, now that we've got Ethereal to take advantage of ones as well. A lot of conflicting things that want you to have a bunch of ones. You got Imler that wants you to have a 1, you've got Ethereal that wants you to have a bunch of ones, and you've got the Glusty Warp.
It's all true.
Yeah.
We could see something like maybe like a Goliath come down and just come and hang out.
That
Chill
makes
guy.
sense if we're just trying to keep the pressure on. Now we are under
we could also,
a lot of engines.
I mean, this Neuromancy basically represents some large stack of. It could be that Wispist for Lacerate, it could be Egern.
Looks
Alright,
like
I guess we're assuming
Unforgiven.
that the Purify is not very valuable.
Yeah, looks like Unforgiven just wants to get out. Just playing some bronzes before leaving.
Yeah, he hasn't really spent anything this round, so he's probably happy to see like the Amphibious Assault and like a Frigate and reinforcements come out.
Yeah, just traded some not valuable cards for some pretty good cards. Now, the Amphibious Assault with Echo does go back into the deck, but getting rid of the first half of that could be
It's true.
pretty nice.
Yeah, because after all, Unforgiven does want a long round, so if unless BeardyBog does decide to smork round 2, he's perfectly fine letting the Amphibious Assault go chill back in the deck.
Yep. And no reason to pass. We've still got bronzes to play. He's like keeping up reach pretty easily too. Like this is, yeah, very easy for him to continue to threaten to take.
Yeah, Karak Frigate, while a very strong engine, does require you to click it.
Yeah.
And that is kind of a whole big deal. We're seeing an Anna Stringer come down now.
Yeah, and getting even more of Beardy's engines. So as far
Yeah,
as long round options, what does he have left? He's got Drought. He's a Drought list. So he's got Drought, he's got Voimir, he's got Surrender. Yeah, okay. So
Yeah, he's got some options for a long round. I kind of imagine we're gonna see something like Goliath come down here, just some sort of low committal gold that you kind of want in your graveyard anyways. Could also, oh no, he's just going for the
play
drones.
That's the cheapest card in his hand, least valuable thing. Still got, I presume, the reach with the Glusty Warp.
The Glusty for 14. Glusty doesn't quite get there, but he could use some of his leader as well to make sure it does.
True. And I mean, let's be real, Beardy's not passing.
Yeah, true. I
If
mean,
he's
at
gone
the
this
point where
hard,
Beardy is spending like 5 golds in a row and Unforgiven spending like a couple of random bronzes, probably pretty happy about that.
Exactly.
Oh man,
Other Frigate back
purifying.
online.
How many arrakis drones does he want to purify? That's one.
One.
Could have purified 2. Made that Morntart bigger. Chad, I'm baiting you. There's no Morntart in this list. Don't get excited.
One reason that you might want to purify multiple drones is it might take a little bit longer for your opponent to locate their Ozrael target. Their graveyard will be more populated.
Banking on that rope.
Yeah, potentially more likely to misclick. Oh, the rope too. Yeah, if there's more ones in their graveyard and they rope their Ozrael, they have a higher chance of eating a 1.
Yeah.
So really, I would say that was a misplay, not purifying 2 drones.
Yeah. That was a pretty huge mistake here on Beardy's part.
Yeah, one of the biggest we've seen
We'll
this
see if
series.
he's able to come back from this. Keep his head in the game, you know?
Yeah. Unforgiven, mistaken
Do we see the
Necromancy.
Egern come down here? No, we are going to see presumably the Lacerate. I mean, that'd be I guess we could also see Parasite onto Anna. But yeah, there's the Lacerate.
Yep.
For quite a few points, putting him right back in range with still a big Glusty threatened.
We don't even need the Glusty, right? Now the Goliath takes currently?
True. I mean, yeah, do you spend Visigurd here? Maybe?
Do we just get like
I
all
guess-
of Beardy's cards?
He could also spend the Baron and reset a pretty large Dragon Warrior.
True. How much reach does this Glusty represent? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This Glusty is 14
I believe
points of
there are
reach.
9
Oh,
drones.
plus the Natalis. The Natalis is getting boosted this turn now.
No. If Natalis gets hit, that's a rough day. Oh,
Or
Natalis
the
is gonna get
Natalis
hit.
Isn't getting
But he's
boosted.
presumably just gonna kill 4 drones, and that kind of shuts
Sure.
down that idea. Alright, so now we're seeing Beardy be... Let's see, he's getting 3 points a turn as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Unforgiven can catch up here, right? Let's see, the Goliath represents 10, puts him down 11 points, 14 points, 17 points. No, because there's no additional pass after the... Okay, he could in fact still play the Goliath and be able to take it with, think something like a couple leader charges and Glusty.
Okay, yeah. I imagine if he does the math and comes to the same conclusion as you, that he will try to force out Beardy's last card, but we will see.
I mean, if he forces Baron, like,
Yeah.
in a maximum 6 card round 3, he's pretty happy.
Yeah, trading Goliath to force out NR's last card seems like a good deal. Assuming the math works out. Not that I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust myself.
Fair.
Oh,
Does in
Unforgiven,
fact and
just
opt to
taking
take the pass though. Means I guess we're going into a 7-card round 3. Now, Beardy doesn't have a way to actually guarantee that drag, does he? He's kind of just got to count on
just gotta
drag
draw it.
showing up.
Yeah, AA is not a tutor for golds. Expensive golds.
Real golds.
Real golds. It turns your non-golds into golds, but does not get your actual golds.
That is a speedy little pass there from Beardy.
Even faster card to play from hand, too. Both players
So,
know
yeah, I
exactly
mean,
what they want.
if he draws Draug, he's probably in a pretty good spot. But if he misses Draug,
There it
that's
is.
probably game losing.
There
Ah, you got it.
is.
Drew 2 other terrible cards, but he did get the one that matters.
Yep.
Now he needs to not draw a Caravan Vanguard.
Well,
Okay, he drew the Caravan Vanguard.
He needs
Which
to.
means-
I mean, he can just like Kedweni Knight off of Amphibious Assault, right? Or he draws that too.
The Kedweni Knight. Well, that's not great.
Okay, well.
Alright.
Here we are. Here we are. We mulligan Bomb Heaver into a worse Bomb Heaver.
And we got a Bomb Heaver and Unforgiven's hand. So,
We're basically even. Basically.
yeah, this is a hell of a thing. I imagine we just see something like Imperial turn 1. There's really not a whole lot of reason not to, right?
Yeah. Just get that going. Plus, for some reason, you really value the armor on your Yigern.
Although there aren't really, like, this Ethereal doesn't actually represent all that many points.
Because of the surrender.
Because presumably he wants to Oniro for Imlerith. Yeah, I guess he wants that full armor value.
Yeah. There's a...
Also, I keep looking at this Voidmere like, oh man, it's gonna be such a huge Scytheman, and then I forget that we're not playing Uprising.
Yeah. Now, I assume we're just gonna get our Vanguards down so that we can Draug fairly early, but no, he's taking the AA. Oh, he's got Frigate that he can get, sure. That makes sense too.
Yeah.
Getting that established.
Man, a Werecat with Glusty would have been insane. No, it wouldn't actually have been, because there's Voidmere, but the concept was insane.
Voidmere and Baron are the two soldiers in his hand. Neither of which I think he's looking to play very early. Is there... The Wrath hasn't been played. Oh, just
And
taking
that
the
is
Wrath on the
exactly what we're
frigate.
gonna
Okay.
see. So no Imlerith happening this round, which means his leader charges are probably mostly going to Ethereal and maybe like 1 or 2 to Glusty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now we're just getting the Vanguards down, setting up for that Draug.
Yeah. So, I mean, whereas in the past there might have been plenty of targets for a Draug to just eat up against Arrakis Swarm. In this particular match, it seems like there pretty much aren't any.
Yeah, getting this Ethereal going.
This is like a Draug is probably like boost all units on this row by 1. No, it's not quite that. There'll be like 1 or 2 extra revenants maybe.
It could potentially kill the Yigern. Maybe.
And to be fair, Beardy has last say, so this Osril is in fact not going to be worth squat.
Yeah. Good ol' 4-point Heaver. This, yep, Kedweni Knight, leader Kedweni Knight, gets 6 units in the range row. This does let Drought kill the Yigern.
This doesn't look like Unforgiven's game.
Yeah, I don't know. We will have to see.
The
What's this
Ethereal's
Osril
just
currently
not
do?
getting much value at all.
This Osrel's...
Or not Ethereal, the Glusty's not getting value.
Yeah. It's conflicting with
Osril's
the
not going to get
Ethereals.
value because of Baron, Goliath's card.
Yep. The
In fact,
Ethereals
there
are
isn't
going,
even anything
but...
to eat with Osril, even if it didn't get reset.
Yeah. This Draug is basically playing for 20 points too. Yep, just takes the Azrael now. Figures it's not getting any better. And since Beardy has last play, it wasn't getting any better.
To actually turn it into an ethereal.
To play around Baron.
Yeah. Because the Baron
Yeah.
resetting it to a 1 is very different from Baron resetting Glusty to a 6.
Yeah. Glusty coming down for 6 points. Yep. Man, the card that went from providing all of the reach in round 1 to just being a 6 for 9 in round 3.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Not his best day. I imagine this is the Baron, because, like, Beardy's just looking at Unforgiven's list, like, there's not... It doesn't get better than this, right?
Yeah, you can always just play it ranged, too, right?
I mean, maybe he's like, oh, what if there's, like, an Imlerith? But, like, at that point, who cares? He beats Imlerith, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he actually wouldn't beat Imlerith.
You just ranged it, right? Is there any punish for ranging it?
Yeah, he wouldn't get as many Revenants, right? You can only get 1 more.
The Revs are just killing the Jaeger next turn.
I mean, if you melee it, you can kill the Azrael and then still kill a Jaeger next turn.
True.
Or you can kill it now, that's fine too, I suppose. I don't really see why he's not killing Ronvid here.
Yeah.
Instead of just waiting a turn.
If his opponent had a way to consume the Jaeger, and I imagine we wouldn't have saw the Azrael played like that. Even if he does, you have the Baron anyway.
Yeah.
So how many points is this?
Unforgiven is just doing the math to see if he loses regardless of what happens.
Yeah, we've got 14 total here. The leader represents 4.
So he's gonna be up 7.
10. Yeah. Voimir is playing plenty.
So that means that Beardy is now up 2-1 in this series. Has to get a win with his Blood Money list against either this Arrakis Swarm list or Unforgiven's NR? Do you have NR? Uprising Draug, yeah.
Yep. Just gotta...
Alright.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty strange mobilization list, but it did work out for Beardy here.
Did. Little too much conflict in the monsters deck. Too many cards competing for the same resources. We got the... As we were saying earlier in the game, the Glusty Warp competes for the drones, just like Ethereal does, and in the end,
yeah,
Glusty playing
and
for 6
that
not enough.
definitely made it pretty awkward. Also, not being, like, I think that Unforgiven should have been more comfortable spending his last 2 cards to win that first round. Last say mattered quite a bit against something like Baron.
Yeah, for sure.
So, definitely think that there. I mean, again, I guess he wasn't like if he ended up seeing the last card and it was something unimportant, that would have been pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, spending Goliath isn't really a huge problem. Would have also given him a better Azrael later if there wasn't a Baron.
Yeah, assuming the Goliath plus Glusty Warp worked, I agree with you. He should have played the Goliath.
Yeah. I think he might have been counting an extra tick on Eggman and on a Stringer.
Yeah, someone might have done
one more because the pass, because like the Glusty would cause him to pass and end the round.
Yep.
But I'm not certain about that. Very interested to see how this Blood Money does against these. It was quite close against Skellige, but
he is on red coin.
We are seeing another red coin, Passiflora / Dexterous Street Urchins. So he's got the tools to win round 1. However, he is also facing a deck that has a lot more round 1 power.
For sure. These are both engine decks.
Gin Lamp here. Gin Lamp and Peller in the opening hand for Unforgiven. Little unusual, I guess, for them to not run one of the boosting stratagems, be it the shield or the tactical advantage. Engineering solution, I think, is the shield.
Yeah.
So
a lot of the cards
curious about that.
A lot of the cards that combo well with those tend to be so like the Prince isn't really a card that you want to be playing in round 1, and I guess he's just got other ways to boost up his units and wants to be a little better against stuff like poison.
I believe Unforgiven also isn't playing, so that value is definitely gone.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I mostly see it for things like Egmont and Carrick Frigate in round 1. But there's also no Egmont in Unforgiven's list.
We got Beardy just jamming the Passiflora again. Didn't think about it as hard this time.
Yeah, this is definitely a Santu-like situation.
Got cards. I know what they want to do. I'm playing those cards when they're supposed to be played. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah, so I kind of imagine what we're going to see this round is going to be something like play a whole bunch of soldiers, have the volunteers all hang out, and then do amphibious assault into something like Voimir into Vissigurd or something like that. That is a large commitment given the Drought plan, but I think you got to do something pretty big to get past this Passiflora.
Yeah. Well, step one is probably getting this Karak frigate turned on. And just decided to do that with the Radovid's Royal Guard rather than throwing out the AA early.
True.
And yeah,
so,
back to Beardy.
Yeah, it does seem like he's going for like I will have enough power to push out this round, and it'll just take a little while.
Yeah, unlike the last time we saw this deck, these Seductresses seem to be living, so these are going to get big pretty quick.
That is scary, yeah.
Yeah. This Amphibious Assault is now going to be boosting both the Seductresses by 2, both the AA itself and the card that comes out with it.
Yeah. We could see something like an Adurnian Mauler here to try and maybe get a Falibor to kill one of the Seductress, or the 4-point Seductress.
Yeah, potentially. Now that this frigate's online, not as concerned about playing on the range. Yeah. Yeah, next turn, another Seductress from hand, potentially, or, yeah.
And then a 4th Seductress off of Adriano.
Adriano, when we get those coins, this is going to be...
Adriano certainly is a pimp.
This is quite the
round.
round.
A lot of Seductresses showing up.
And this decides to go for the Ballista instead. Same idea, can still line up the Falibor if he wants to take it next turn.
Yep.
Yeah, decides to use the Radovid's Royal Guard charge. Try to protect that Ballista from things like Ewald.
Now, you imagine that if Beardy were to actually play a Slice Seductress here, though, that the Unforgiven would just take the pass.
Yeah.
Just be like, sure, that's fine. We're done here.
Yeah, Seductress only gets him to 18 plus 2 from the beaches.
So it does seem more likely we'll see something like Street Urchins to try and tempo ahead, which would be 5, 6. No.
Oh, whoa,
no, there it is. I guess figures he's fine in a long round if he chooses to take it.
Yeah, just wants to win the round.
Is Unforgiven going to concede this round so easily?
That's yeah. I don't know. I would not claim to be an expert in this matchup. Have to see what the players decide.
I mean, Unforgiven has committed pretty much nothing. He's committed a single Karak frigate to this round.
Yeah.
He's played 2 other 4s, and he now has an opportunity to pass against Passiflora.
And he did just get the Passiflora.
It's pretty much in the name.
Yeah.
I think he's considering this right now. Can he afford to take a long round against this deck? He's got a lot going on, but is it enough to beat the list he is facing? Saving that Falibor is also pretty valuable because there is an actual Azar Javad on the other side.
Also, potentially, he just doesn't get another pass, right? He's only got 2 points per turn going, and Beardy currently has at least 4, depending on how many times he just proc in a turn. Yeah.
And he does end up taking the pass. Now, do you think this is like what Beardy had in mind? Do you think that he was, that he was expecting Unforgiven to keep playing in and he would just be able to win uneven?
I imagine that if you're playing the Seductress there, you acknowledge that this is a possibility. And either he's just willing...
And just accept that, like, if we get into a long round, I'll be fine.
Yep.
He does have engine removal. He has, unfortunately, not really a great way to deal with Draug in particular. But could also be maybe seeking to do a pass, or a tempo pass here. Unfortunately, did not draw his Louisa Savola for that plan. But we are seeing that if they're played early enough, there is no answer to Louisa in Unforgiven's deck.
Yeah, just like a bunch of Vissigurd pings and potentially a bunch of Revenants, so you can like combine, multiple Maulers plus Falibor. Yeah, there's no easy way. Now Beardy coming to the decision of what he wants to do here. decides to take the Imki. This could just be for carryover, but we'll see.
I mean, he's got a lot of tools to go pretty deep into this round if he wants.
Yeah. And he does have that short round left over, the Luisa Savola, neither of which being in his hands. Sort of an upside, lets him play a little bit deeper.
Yeah, we're seeing Unforgiven definitely respecting this by starting to set up the Caravan Vanguards.
Oh yeah, this looks like he's playing. This definitely looks like he's playing.
Perhaps a slight misplay there, playing Saul on the wrong side of Imka. But probably won't matter too much. Misses maybe like a point or so.
Yeah.
I imagine this is the reinforcements from Unforgiven. Probably just trying to sort of keep up in tempo and keep his options open. As this means that he can, if he needs to, take Draug this round. And just save something like Carrack Frigate Voimir for next round.
Yep, and without access to his Bloody Baron, this Saul is potentially very scary.
BeardyBog now definitely committed to this round. Moving below 7 cards, which means that he is now a little bit more vulnerable to an Amphibious Assault from Unforgiven, as that is a big deal to get back in the next round.
True. Yeah, this is the first AA, right? Yeah, it's not deemed yet.
Yep. Yeah, first round went perfectly fine for Unforgiven, really. I mean, he lost the round, but again, played like 2 4s and a 6 to a 14 and 2 5s.
Mm-hmm. Yep, AA taking the Radovid's Royal Guard. Could be used for points, could be used to potentially protect Carrack Frigate this round. Wants to go that.
And it stays just out of reach of Philippa.
Yeah.
Literally a single coin away.
Only on 8 coins. Are we pulling boat here? No, just getting the Adriana down. Oh, the Azars are, sure. We are getting the boat.
Presumably spending once more before passing?
Yeah. You get extra value on the Jackal even though you lose your Saul to placement.
Yeah, I am curious to see if this ends up mattering that Saul's on the wrong side.
Well, so far it's been 1 point, right?
Yeah. It hasn't been too bad so far. Now, are we going to see a Falibor here? A Peller, perhaps? We could also see the Drought come down now.
Yeah, all sorts of options available. Did just take the Royal Guards immediately onto the Caravan, so probably not considering playing one of the Ronzes that wants to stick.
Yeah,
likely just making the choice between Falibor, Draug. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Of course, Beardy can steal a 9 strength Revenant, but we'll see if that is what he elects to do. The nice thing about stealing that Revenant is that because there are a number of 3 strength Revenants, yeah, and he does in fact go for that. Because there are a number of 3 strength Revenants on Unforgiven's side, it means that he can Yule to potentially set up more Revenants for himself.
Yep. Unfortunately, this does mean the Saul stops growing, but I mean, this points gap is pretty big now.
Yeah. Yeah, curious to see what Unforgiven elects to do here. Is this perhaps like a Voimir or something to protect the remaining Revenants? Does he have another plan?
Not currently lining anything up with the Falibor. Ooh,
looks like this is maybe a Visagard.
Oh, this gets the Revenants out of range of the Ebel too. Puts them on a even number.
So willing to spend full leader in exchange
Not
for
that one, though.
tempoing ahead, and setting up potentially more Revenants.
Yeah, also killing the Impi. It's not nothing.
Yeah, true. Denying both carryover and coin generation for this round.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, ahead by now 9 points. Beardy might just say that he's happy with how things have gone. He got a 13 and an 8 out of Unforgiven, along with a couple of 6s, and spent basically some of his long run engines weren't going to be amazing in this anyways, beyond just bleeding. I could just like say, okay, I'm gonna bank on my leader and Louisa Savola to carry me.
Yeah. Could potentially play like Elwold, ping off Revenants, get a Revenant going. We'll see.
Yeah. Unfortunately, can only really take out one Revenant right now, unless he's willing to also burn leader.
Yeah. Does play the Elwold.
Though maybe he is. I don't know.
Some stain on a conscience.
Is he willing to do the whole shebang?
2 Revenants left over means Visigard ping plus both Revenants does kill that remaining Revenant.
This is true. He could also, I mean, I imagine you want to hold Falibor at this point.
Yeah.
But that would also get rid of Yuld.
This could even just be play out your Aetern Mauler. You're not under any engines right now.
Yeah, is there a Lyrian Scytheman? There is exactly one in Unforgiven's deck. I was trying to think if there was really a point in holding Voimir beyond just, I guess, getting some value on the volunteers in round 3.
Oh, true. Yeah, he's out of Caravan Vanguards as well. Oh, he's got... No, this is the Dahlia, right. So he's still got a Dahlia plus Caravan Vanguard as well.
Yeah. Because he used reinforcements for the other one in this round.
Yeah.
It just opts for the Eternian Mauler.
Yep. Playing his least valuable card
Tempering
out.
ahead by playing a 4. Seems like pretty okay position to be in, assuming that Beardy isn't just going to do some sort of insane play that no one had conceived of.
Oh boy. Well, I want to see this insane play.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, so I'm curious. Edit.
Just playing out the call.
I guess he's
a little
just
carryover.
Yeah, figuring he can trade up at this point. I mean,
The Cox,
trading up to Peller is not the greatest.
Cox not doing a ton. It gets him an extra coin in round 3.
Yeah, true. Here's the Peller for big value. He did not choose to purify the spying tag. Interesting move. Not playing around. I don't know where this joke was going.
Getting more carryover coins, forcing Unforgiven to play another card.
Yeah, although the shorter this round is, the higher impact Falibor and Amphibious Assault will be.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit of a scary move.
Also, the higher impact Louisa Savola will be. Goes both ways.
This is true too. Although that is going to require some good old fashioned top decking ability.
I
It
believe
does
in
get
Beardy.
the Carrack Frigate out, which is nice, I suppose.
Thanks for some points.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to see Beardy going into round 3 with 3 carryover coins and leader ability against Unforgiven, who has a pretty decent hand left. However, 3 carryover coins does mean that he can immediately slam Adriana with Tribute.
True.
Both players getting their quintessential bomb heavers right when it matters.
Always got to draw a bomb heaver in round 3.
Right? There's Louisa.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Is he gonna ditch the Witch Hunter to hope to find Savola? That would be a pretty bold move. He's got a 1 in... maybe a 2 in 7 chance?
I was wrong for believing in Beardy.
Find a Bistek Trafficker. Well, that's rough.
Should not have believed.
Should not have believed.
So one of these hands looks really good, and the other's hand, there's BeardyBogs.
Yep, pretty much. He's got leader ability, but he also dropped the Witch Hunter that would have made the leader ability good.
Leader ability
not
still
good,
plays for 8.
like, great.
It's basically a card.
Yeah, true.
Players are sort of uneven here.
Are we getting pinged? No. Okay, well, we're all getting pinged.
Oh. Yeah. Yep. Louisa lets the Adriano not cost coins. Save those for the Sea Jackal.
Alright, getting a little Voimir action going. Louisa is still getting good value. It's just not insane value, I suppose.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's the dream.
Stuff just looks like it just plays for 7.
Yeah. Oh man, this Amphibious Assault is just so big though. Pretty much no matter what he gets, it's gonna come down as... Let's see, I mean, if Temple Guard is what, 8 plus 3?
Just gets the
No.
mauler.
Yeah. Figures if Beardy wants to kill that with his leader, he's welcome to. Oh, he can't. It's
Can't,
a 9.
yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my god.
Make the
Can't even kill it. I mean, this is like this just has to be Unforgiven's game. These last 2 cards just don't play for enough points.
yeah, like even if he optimizes his coins to get a bunch of good Sea Jackal spends with the leader, and there's the Baron, just clean it up.
How's you doing business for you?
And find our Falibor target.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason really to not play. I guess it doesn't really matter which order you're playing these 2 in. No, you do play Falibor first, because if there's a spender, then you want to actually deal with that.
Exactly.
Right.
And here we've got leader Sea Jackal, but the Baron just cleans up all of the coins getting spent.
I mean, Sea Jackal itself is playing for 8 points. It's like 16 points total, which puts him ahead by 1.
Doesn't even play it out.
Yeah. Well, that means we are going to Game 5, folks. We are going to now see what is perhaps by process of elimination the weakest list from each player going head to head, which will be the Ethereal Arrakis Swarm Unforgiven against Beardy's Syndicate. Which, if this Syndicate loses, it means it literally lost Beardy the entire series.
Oh no.
But the funny part is, if this Arrakis Swarm list loses, it means it literally lost Unforgiven the entire series. The stakes here are not so much in winning this, or getting eliminated, or winning this tournament. It's in proving that your third list is not the worst. For those of you who are not super familiar with tournament play, because of the way that Conquest format works, if you are targeting a particular deck and trying to build your lineup to counter theirs, oftentimes you want to be hitting their weakest deck. So like you wouldn't necessarily target Skellige because you just either ban it or accept that it'll get through. But certainly if you're expecting someone to play something like one of these 2 lists, bringing something bring your entire lineup that just demolishes it many times over would be a way to just lock your opponent out of Conquest.
There's a risk reward to like trying to target good decks too. When a deck is good, opponents are more likely to have it in their lineup too.
That's true.
So like, if you do have a lineup that can target Skellige, that's like the dream situation because everyone has Skellige in their lineups, and you just win the tournament for free.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's not always easy to construct those lineups, and oftentimes not possible.
Yep. Nilfgaard has historically been an easy deck to target, I would say, as they happen to have historically played anti-tall, losing to wide strategies, and in the past they themselves played very tall or very wide, depending on the list.
They also play
both of
Elder
which
Bears very commonly.
Yes,
Elder
and
Bears are
bringing
inherently very
thunders,
targetable.
Thunders, movements, locks, you name it.
Yeah.
You can target it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, counting on people to bring Nilfgaard, because Nilfgaard does tend to be pretty well-rounded, but also has some exploitable weaknesses, has been a strategy that people have employed in the past. There's also, I mean, hard targeting and soft targeting, but I guess we should probably focus on this match.
Yeah, so right now, Beardy is forced to play his Syndicate on blue coin and leads on Azar, knowing that he doesn't want this Azar later because of the threat of Lusty Orb. And now Unforgiven has got to decide what to do. Does he want to pressure the Syndicate that is forced to play on blue? What will he pressure with? Will he just rope and discard a card? All of these things are possible plays.
It does appear that he's just going to purify the Scarab.
Yeah, okay.
This is actually kind of interesting because Glusty Warp is a really heavy counter to Azar Javed, but because Beardy played around that, now he's actually played into just a normal Purify dealing with it. And they're actually, I guess there's no Neuromancy, which could have grabbed Glusty.
Yep.
But
Anyway.
now he's just as vulnerable to removal anyways.
Yeah, able to sit on 9 coins here, pull his boat out. He's up 9. Sitting pretty safe for now.
He doesn't care. He has got no troubles.
And now Unforgiven yet again just decides to jam the Yigrin. 8 armor. Could die to Elwold, but opponent's gotta commit quite a bit to kill that.
Yeah, I mean, also if it ends up playing as 8 points and your
Yeah.
opponent dropped all that, you're just like, yeah, sure, whatever, that's
Exactly.
fine.
You're not even
I'll take
sad.
my 8 points.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll eat it later for 14.
A lot of these times, these cards that have these risk mechanics, like Goliath, you want to play later into the round after your opponent's used removal, because of the way Yigrin works. When your opponent has the damage to take out that armor, it doesn't even feel that bad most of the time. You're only losing a couple of points.
Yep.
Yeah, just got Saul coming down, looking like Beardy is pretty safe here, unless Unforgiven wants to, a Nero for his Inlerith's Wrath?
He could also just like drop Arrakis Swarm and then the next turn play Parasite, but it doesn't appear that's what we're gonna see. Seems like he's actually just gonna start setting up Imperial as a stronger engine.
Makes sense. Definitely wants to be applying pressure if he's committing that.
Yeah.
Is ahead. Beardy does not have a pass this turn. And the pressure's on. He's only got the 1 poison, so poison's not going to take care of this 13. Does have Luisa Savola if he just needs a panic button to get out of the round, but there is that Parasite chilling in Unforgiven's hand. I do not believe that will resolve.
And here comes the Yule to take out both Ethereals.
Goodbye,
that
engine.
Is pretty huge. Possibly the best Yule you can get these days.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons to still put Ewald in your deck. At the end of last season, we saw Redraim not bringing Ewald in his Syndicate list, but with the prevalence of Ethereal, card is very difficult to justify getting rid of.
Yeah.
Unforgiven, gotta play something again. So what gets him ahead here? If he plays Goliath, this Saul is not currently growing, so the Goliath does get ahead. What else gets ahead? He needs 8 points?
I mean, he can Oneromancy, which could be something.
Nero can still kill the Saul, potentially, with Wrath?
He could also potentially whip out the Beast with that.
Does just get the Night Wraith down, giving Beardy a pass, but...
But does Beardy want to pass against the deck?
You might just
Beardy's
value...
hand
yeah.
does kind of have not the most plays. I mean, he is pretty much banking on Saul getting him out of this round.
Yeah, the bleed from Unforgiven just a little bit too scary for Beardy to justify the pass.
Use the Andraga Warrior to eat the Igern, banking on Beardy not having 2 more poisons, which is pretty safe given that there are only, I think, 4 poisons in Beardy's deck.
Yep. Now, notably, that poison was not going to be paired with the second poison.
It was not, but I mean, playing the Warrior for 5 is probably fine anyway.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So he's just like, yeah, okay, I'll eat it, whatever.
Yep.
He does, however, mean that the Night Wraiths are not getting tuned.
Yeah. So, yeah, pressure's on. Doesn't have a pass. Saul's only growing by 1.
To quote what might be the worst card in Thornbreaker, the chase is on!
Saul now +2 per turn. Unforgiven now needs 8 points to deny the pass.
Could still, I mean, I imagine he's saving Oneromancy because he doesn't want to do a push. Because otherwise, tutoring up something like the Beast could be great. Or Imlerith's Wrath to take out the Saul as an engine.
Yeah, the problem with Beast is that there's still this Ewald sitting in play, and there are 7 coins.
Oh, you're right, yeah. I just generally forget about Syndicate having normal removal.
Yeah, these things just sit in play, it's crazy.
Maybe he wants Beardy to commit a little bit more, maybe bank on that Saul a little more before he just gets the old blowout.
Oh man, we're getting
there goes Madame Louisa.
We're getting the Parasite.
Yeah, that's about a Parasite and a half if I've ever seen one.
Parasite playing for 7, stays ahead.
Yep, tempo's ahead, takes out the Louisa. Ooh, you hate to see it.
Yep, just plays
Beardy
the
now
Savola.
doing the tribute Savola, I
Pays
imagine?
coins,
Yeah.
yep, turns off his Saw. Now,
So
If
Wrath doesn't quite get
Unforgiven-
ahead, but he could commit 2 leader charges to do it.
True. He can also a Neuromancy for Ozrel and not use any leader charges if he
That's
values
true.
those.
Yeah, I forgot all about Ozrel. That's a card, huh?
Yeah.
um,
And
yeah,
Beardy's
or he
hand
could
is
Neuromancy
dry.
for Imlerith if he wants to save Ozrel for later or something. I don't really know why, but yeah, Ozrel gets him ahead by 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
He instead opts for the Night Wraith.
Play the Night Wraith.
I guess that way he can play a lower commitment card to take the round off of a Neuromancy.
Still gonna have to
if
be
he
an
wants
Nero
to.
though. Yeah. A little bit too worried about like playing the Ozrel and Beardy just having another thing that keeps up and being stuck with a hand that can't continue to play.
True. I could definitely see something like Ozrel Lacerate here, just because Lacerate is pretty bad against this deck.
Yeah.
And I believe our Anira into Lacerate does get him ahead by 1 if he uses it on the melee row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Unforgiven got away his options. He has a lot of them. His whole deck is basically in his hand right now.
Right? Here goes the Oniromancy. He is just digging up the Wispus Tribute. Interesting. I would have thought he would be a little more keen to save that.
Yeah.
But ends up just taking the Lacerate anyways.
Hey, he didn't need the 2 extra points. Just values the
No,
thinning a
I
little
guess
bit
he just-
more.
Yeah, I guess so. Although, I don't know. If you draw that later, you're generally not sad.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens. So Neuromancy comes back, of course. We get Adastriga, and we get Ozrel.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah, and now we've got the monsters deck with round control
Oh
against
my
Syndicate.
God.
Oh my. Now, on one hand, this does mean that the remaining short round is not very exciting. Yeah, decides to...
yeah,
Oh, wait.
kicks the Imlerith.
He does? Okay, yeah. I have it bugged over here.
Yeah, I believe he kicked Imlerith for natural selection. But I also have the same bug. It's a 7-point natural selection.
No, Imlerith
Nope.
is still in hand.
No, it's
Okay.
Imlerith.
Okay. I was gonna say, that is aggressive.
This is. I am checking my phone right now, and it's telling me that the time is approximately Smork o'clock.
Oh, my favorite time.
Yep, we're just gonna see. Here's Imlerith. Have fun.
14 points.
Like what? BeardyBog has to play Passiflora, but that's also terrible.
Yep.
Like, playing a card that doesn't even get you ahead with another card, and it's your best card in your deck.
Oh, what does he have remaining after? There's still Imki, there's
Imka,
still
Adriana,
Philippa.
And Witch Hunter. And Philippa.
It's got a leader too. His
I
leader's
mean,
worth
if
more
you're
points.
Unforgiven, do you even keep playing into this? Like, you could just pass and be like, alright, I'll take 2 cards.
I feel like there's a consideration to play the Striga, but yeah, he just decides
Yeah.
to get out.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's like, yeah, you could kill it and be like, ooh, this is gonna get even harder, but like... Oh, wow. Beardy doesn't quite get ahead with this. He can spend all 4 and it's just still not quite enough.
That is
In
rough.
fact, spending all 4 was a mistake. He just
He
gives up the game.
just gives up. Okay,
Just
well.
shame concedes. Or maybe forgot about the ticking option? I don't know,
That
it did feel a little extreme, but I have seen Beardy be a little salty before.
Definitely.
I'm not sure if that was a rage quit or he had just missed the tick thing.
I suspect he knew he was in a bad position and just decided to stop playing.
Yeah, rage quit's the wrong word. I should say that he
Yeah.
forfeited in a fun way. Where you
Yeah.
just give a tie.
He got the extra round win for
Yeah,
his
I'm gonna ping
for
the
his
studio
daily
that we
crowns.
finished. Hold up. Let's see. Okay. So this means that score reporting happening here. Alright, so trying to leave the option if we want to cast another round immediately, or do you want to take a break, or how do you want to do this?
I can do another round if you're good.
Yeah, sure.
Do we get like 2 or 3 minutes, or expected to go like right now?
I'll just tell him we're good to go in 2 to 3 minutes. How's
Okay.
that?
Okay, I will cut to a quick break. We will be back in like 2 to 3 minutes.
Great. I will get some more water.
Okay.